Hi, everyone. Welcome. I am so excited to have you here with me today. Today, we're going to be talking about setting up your space, your workspace for a command position. We're going to hit the three main points. I'm going to keep it very, very simple so I know you understand the concept. We're going to talk about what command position is, why it's important, and how to do this. And I want you to really understand why it's important to have command position in your workspace, no matter what's going on, what other design challenges you have in the space. It's always good to set up your office or your work area so that you have command position. And if you know of anybody who would probably appreciate this video, you could totally enjoy learning and bouncing off ideas with them, please ask them to join or watch this video with you. I love to share all this information, and I'd love to share this with more people. But before I get lost on talking about everything, let me introduce myself. My name is Kendra Gardner. I am founder of Energetic Spaces. I am an architect, a designer, and a Feng Shui expert. I help people create spaces that support them in manifesting their dreams and desires through creating holistic spaces. So basically, I use ancient principles and techniques of Feng Shui and other healing and base-related modalities to create a space that actually is integrating this information plus good architectural and design practices to create a space that will support them in manifesting their dreams and desires. But before we dive in any further, please subscribe to the channel, sign up for our email list so I can send more information to you, and maybe we can keep doing this on the next level. So if you're watching this video, it's probably because you don't have a workspace that supports you very well for when you work. And you would like to make it a little bit better so it supports you better, especially if you have a home office that's kind of haphazard put together and now it's a permanent space, or you're working in your office and you don't feel quite like you are supported and getting what you need. This video should help you get started. Please do share. Please ask further questions to me. Type questions in the thing. I will get back to you. I had a client who constantly would set up their office so they weren't in the command position. They had an idea that what they were trying to do was make themselves see equal to their clients that would come into the office, which is an admirable thing, but you need to first set up yourself as in command so that people could understand the energy shift, that you are an authority on this thing, and then you can move yourself around to kind of bring yourself into their sphere. But it's also not just the clients that occasionally come in. You want everybody who comes into that space to know that this is your space. You are the commander of the space, and it will help you be more efficient and more productive when you do create this kind of space. And I'm going to tell you, this client that constantly would set up themselves in this very weird configured space was always feeling kind of nervous and frantic and gave off a nervous and frantic energy. They changed this in their workspace and they realized a huge shift in how actually their colleagues and coworkers were treating them. And the secretaries, it gave them a little bit more authority within their own office, let alone dealing with their clients. And when it came time to deal with their clients, they still had the great relationship with their clients, the great rapport, because when they needed to get that one-on-one, close, connected kind of feeling, he would move and adjust his space or his location within them to create that type of intimacy, but maintain command position for the rest of the time, which changed his whole work life dramatically. It's something you really should think about. It's something small and simple, but shifts a lot of things. Let's dive into this so you can understand how you can set up your office in command position and set up your workspace for success. And in this, we're going to dive in so you can understand office command position and how to set up your own workspace for success. So here we are, setting up your desk for command position. And I want you eventually to look at these two rooms and be able to say which one's in command position and which one isn't, because it is a huge difference in the energy, even though these rooms look very, very similar. But let's go back to what is command position. I love this image because that's how I always kind of related to it when I was first taught about command position. Command position, I always feel like it's like that old mafia movie where the Don's sitting in the back of the Italian restaurant eating, I don't know what he's eating, is bolognese, some sort of lasagna, whatever it is in the back of that that big Italian restaurant. And the key to have that command position is you always want to be able to see all the exits, right? So you can see where the front door is, where the kitchen is, where the bathrooms are. You can see everything. Your back is to the wall, so nothing can come up behind you and surprise you. So in this mafia movie, Dawn, command position, the key is that you have full view and command of the space. Nothing can scare you, nothing can surprise you, nothing can throw off your energy. You're pretty much as alert as you can be. And they have done advanced kinesiology or muscle testing, and they have found that people are stronger when they're in command position. And it's the way that you feel things that you can't be surprised. So when you have that level of I'm in the most secure space in this room, you're able to relax a little bit better. You're able to relax and focus and concentrate on other things you need to work on. And that is huge. And that's why it's so important and key in setting this up in your workspace. It gives you a different kind of headspace so you can be more productive. So I just want to go over the command checklist because I kind of said it when I was doing it with the Mafia movie example. Like I've seen The Godfather maybe one too many times. Perhaps, doubt it. But anyway, the command position, it's about having a comfortable position from the front door, from the main entrance, a solid wall behind you, complete view of the room, and a view of all entries and accesses to the space. So view of all the doors. That's how you know you got command position. So we check that off in your office when you're thinking about it. So as I start off, I'm an architect, so you know we're going to be seeing plans. But if you look at this beautiful little plan of a simple office, you can see that this one hits all the key ingredients, right? We have the comfortable position from the door, check. A solid wall behind, check. Complete view of the room, check. And a view of all the doors and windows for the most part, check. So this desk is set up in command position. So this person is more likely to be the most productive in this position. So if you look at these two offices, they're very similar, but I'm sure you know the one on the left, if this person's sitting there, if you know the way this desk is set it sort of facing towards the window, they're not in command position. And the one on the right is. I'm just going to keep showing you. Even though the window's behind, usually you don't want the window behind, you prefer a solid wall, but it might be this is the best position because there are other factors, a door or something else. This is set up in command position. The one on the right, even though it's a very cute little workspace, isn't. Again, I know you guys are picking up what's going on here. I know it kind of gives an air of the executive, but that's kind of why they always set up the executive suites this way with the console, all the stuff behind them, and their desk in front so they can face out. That is setting you up in command position. That is giving you more power and being prestige. So when people come in, they expect you as an authority in whatever it is you're doing in that position. Whether you turn around, you see a little kid or you see a full-on a typical executive, there is power in that presence of that room setup. Even though I love the office setup on the left, there are ways to fix it, but it isn't command position. Again, the one on the left's command, the one on the right is not. So I just want to kind of show you that it's important to think about command position. It's important that you do have that wall behind you to support you. And I know a lot of people love to turn their desk to face windows. It's like, I'm a writer. I like to look outside and imagine, et cetera, et cetera. That's great. I'm not saying that windows aren't wonderful. I do think a space with windows is a much more enjoyable space to be in. But here's the thing. When you're working, you're supposed to be working. You're not supposed to be looking out the window. If you want to take a break from working, stop, take a break, turn, and look out the window. That's how you're supposed to take advantage of it. Because if you sit with your desk facing the window, you will be distracted and not working. You'll be working and things will fly by. It steals your attention away, which makes you less productive. And the idea is you want to be more productive. Work, 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 take a break, and look the other way. Work, 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 take a break, look the other way. So as much as I love that, you need to face the other way. And after giving a talk about command position, a friend was arguing with me like, but I love facing the window. I love facing the window. That night she sat down, she moved her desk and worked at it in that new position. And she texted me at like 11 o'clock at night going, okay, you're right. It is better. I feel the difference. I feel more empowered at that position. So just keep looking at these beautiful layouts, totally different styles, but they each echo the same thing of having command position. All I want to get through is to understand and appreciate that. These are some beautiful spaces, totally different. It's nothing more than putting your desk in command position. And if you can't put your desk in command position, as Marie Forleo would tell you, don't worry about it. Everything is figure outable. I love how she says that. It's very cute. And I do feel like that's one of the tenets of Feng Shui. We always try to find a way to solve a problem or work around it. I'm going to tell you some ideas that you can use. So say you have a desk that's in a little nook like this, where I know a lot of people, especially with the transition of working from home, and then a lot of people just completely went from office to work from home. So they didn't have a space that was right, or they realized, why I'm working from home a lot more, so I need a more designated space. So you're stealing these beautiful little nooks and these crannies and make it in your office. So say you have this beautiful little nook. It's great. It seems like there's enough room to get what you need to get done, but you're going to need help to make that work. So you can recreate command position. Same thing here. Like, this is a lovely desk. There seems absolutely nothing wrong with it, but it's still not in command position. And I understand our spaces, the way we live, you might not be able to put it so that you have enough room to pull your desk from a wall and face out. Like, there's no way you could actually put that desk so you could have command position and get to the desk. I'm not saying it doesn't make sense for you to have to crawl under your desk to be there. That's not the best way either. So what will we do so that this can work for you is you get a mirror. One of the tools we use a lot in Feng Shui to fix things that you can't fix by just moving things, put a mirror. So what you do with a mirror, get a nice small mirror. It could be like, you can get these things at Michael's or an art supply store. You probably can even get them at a Home Depot as well, because they have these a little mirror, nothing big, a small mirror, maybe something you see like on the side view mirror of a car, or just a compact that you use in your makeup. As I'm saying, the craft stores have, people do lots of different stuff with mirrors. But get one of those little mirrors, and you could this is an awesome little nook. Put a mirror there, so when you're sitting there working, you can now see behind you. It's not the same as actually having the command view, but if you are working there and you put a mirror there so you can see behind you, it will help. It will change it so that you can't be scared and shocked. If you ever worked at the desk where you do not face out and you can't see people, you ever had that person come up behind you and scare the living daylights out of you, where your heart's like jumps out of your chest? That's the worst feeling. That is not good energy, and that is not a good thing to have. And then if you're afraid that's going to happen, you're constantly tense and worried about people just scaring you or shaking you, and that just does not make for a good, productive workspace. So add the mirror to help you feel like you've regained control. And it's actually interesting, because where I used to work many years ago, I didn't have command position, and I did that, and I was like, oh my gosh, it feels so much better. Because I really didn't realize how much it was the people coming by, popping up and everything is really upsetting to your energy. So again, what you do here, place that little mirror right there. You'll be able to see people coming up behind you, and it'll replace it. And let me talk about the office, because how many offices have workstations, this open floor concept, which is great and lovely and flow. I appreciate it for that reason. But as somebody working in those spaces, oh, that is a little bit of a challenge. So what you need to do is the same thing I would say in those offices or those desks that were against the wall, is you need to put a mirror so that it can see out from your cubicle, or just see out so that you can see the people around you. That's how you fix it. So once you're sitting there from the chair, you can see the mirror, and then from the mirror, you can see somebody out there at your door and they're visiting you. And it doesn't need to be huge. It just needs to be there that it's at your eye level, at your sight level, so that if I'm sitting here facing front, it's there so I can boop, boop. It's really helpful and very simple. So as I said, there are lots of perks, benefits to having your desk in command position. As far as business life, it puts you in charge of your business life, and who doesn't want that? It allows you to have more opportunities. It's actually an energetic change. Like, there is a shift that happens, and it allows things to flow to you. It gives you a whole better business life. It just makes things flow, ease, and more productive. And it unblocks you. It keeps you from feeling blocked. So these are like some higher level things that you'll benefit from when you put your workspace where you sit in command position. So today we talked about office or setting up your desk in command position. I hope you learned how to do that so you can be your most productive self and really unblock yourself to set yourself to be the most productive, most masterful of your workspace. It's really important to understand these concepts. It's very simple and very easy, but it can so change the energy of your workspace. Next time, if you want, please catch up with me. I'm going to be talking about the bed command position. Somewhat similar, a little bit different, but the key thing is these are spaces we spend several hours, 8+ hours in certain areas. It is really important to be set up in the best position possible so you can be your most productive or your most relaxed self, depending on which room. It really makes a difference, and it's a wonderful little tip to know and use. So feel free to share this video with other people. Please stay tuned for the next video, like and subscribe, and I will talk to you again soon on our next video.